Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be making a video on beginner piano books that I think are trash and then suggest some ones that I think are good. I love sight reading and I have tons and tons of sheet music, like a giant Tupperware box full. I'm always buying it, cheap, online, in person, wherever I go. I'm always looking for stuff to sight read. I've been playing only for like 5 years, but I play a lot and I think I got some hot takes. Let's get more of this though. Let's get more people talking about sheet music aside from friggin' Czerny and Hannon and whatever. We don't want that soulless crap. There's tons of composers, hundreds of years of great composers writing beginner books and stuff. Let's talk about good stuff. So first we're going to start it with the crap. Kabalevsky, Opus 39, total garbage, not very many good notes in this book. He has a nice piano sonatina, the first one, I own that, it's pretty good, but like as for his beginner kids pieces, this is kind of a popular book, and I think it's terrible. The Gretchenov collection, here's a bunch of 20 pieces by Gretchenov, for, kids, I guess, or beginner, intermediate people. I bought this at a music store in DC, actually. DC sucks, but they do have a lot of good music stores for sheet music if you're into piano. And I was like, oh, wow, I never heard of this guy. And I bought this book. I was like, whatever, it'd be good sight reading. Terrible. I didn't enjoy a single note in this book. Another popular one that you'll come across is Gurlitt. Album for the Young, Opus 101. Pretty bad in my humble opinion. I also didn't enjoy any pieces. I mean, I don't really need to elaborate on how I didn't enjoy it. I'm just going, anyway, we'll just keep going because there's a lot of books. Limón, Etudes Enfantines for piano. This guy, if you Wikipedia him, because it's kind of an unknown name, he has a Wikipedia, so he's legit. And they say they even on his Wikipedia say he's like an insignificant composer. And I agree. He was like a publisher that wrote some stuff. So this was a really hard one to get through. I did 2 a day. Normally I sight read a few pieces a day, but it was like more soulless than Czerny. It was like, I just did not want to play this thing. There's nothing exciting about it. Harmonically, it was like simple, bad. It didn't even feel like mechanically I was getting anything out of it. DuVernay, another spin-off of, crap, my books are blowing everywhere. A spin-off of Czerny, very similar to Czerny. Did not enjoy him at all. As you can tell, the technique drives the pieces, and I did not like this. Strindberg, which I think that's his name backwards. It's Gauberts, that's his name. It's like a play on words, in the 1800s, I think. And this is also very bad, in my opinion. Would not buy this. Lines, I mean, why did he write down a single note? He is terrible. This is not worth it. Get the Haydn easy piano sonatas or something. That's way better than this in same skill level. This is terrible. I think he's from Massachusetts or lived there or something. I'm from Rhode Island. Right now I'm in Missouri for a little bit. It sucks here, but I got this cool scenery behind me. But lines, man, how uninspired is this book? It is terrible. So here's a hot take. Chopin, people love him, and when you get in just the preludes, right? But he has a bunch of etudes and stuff, but we're going beginner here. There's easier Chopin books than this, but I played a lot of Chopin at the easier levels, and I just never really liked him. I understand what he did and how progressive he was and how he was important to the piano, but I just don't connect with this stuff. So Moszkowski, I've run into him in a bunch of compilation books and stuff too. Very drill-esque. Not enjoying it. So all these books here are like, if you're getting a beginner and you're feeding them a diet, and you're saying like, you're giving them like white rice, like growing up on white rice, right? We want you to grow up on something more colorful, like calamari or something. Well, that's kind of not very, like a Thai chili or something, something spicy. So we're going to be getting into some of those. I did just trash a bunch of these people, but I do have some nice things to say, because you can see the stack of beginner books that I think are for good people. So this is a common one you'll see a lot, Schumann Album for the Young. Different publishers will have different amounts of pieces in here. So if you get the Kajos one, like there's way more pieces, right? And they get way harder too. Like this is kind of like the easy stuff, but as it goes on, it gets real pretty quick. And in this one, the pieces are one thing, but I think the best thing that he did in this was he had like a bunch of advice he gave for kids, like kind of just like a Poor Richard's Almanac that he get, and these are good. This is like, there's stuff in here like, don't listen to bad music, and you're like, okay, this is legit, dude. Schumann, I used to not like him, but there's some pieces I heard some people play him, and it really connected with me. And he has some really great pieces on piano. I do like, I'm a Schumann fan after a lot of that stuff. Bit dated, but like I like him. Plus the Syphilis. Okay. One guy that we don't hear enough about, maybe you heard the song The Bear by him, the song, the piece, Rebikov. This, I honestly love this book. I think this simple, easy pieces to play. But, dude, he looks like Teddy Roosevelt too, see? But he's Russian. Simple, easy stuff. It's kind of like later romantic, or some people might say impressionist. I don't like that term, because I love art and painting, and that's a thing in there, and I don't really see it translating to piano. But if you're into like the harmonic style of like a Ravel or something, or a Debussy, something they would use, he does like a dumbed down version of that, and perfect for beginners. These are both amazing. I recorded some pieces out of both of these. I love these so much. Very accessible, and I honestly think like everyone, this is like a must have. Not popular, but Menotti. I didn't love all the songs in here or pieces in here, but the first one, I'm gonna record it soon, but it's called Giga, and it's got a bunch of 6/8 and 9/8 and like 3 sharps right off the bat. I don't really think about key that much, but for like a beginner to be able to play in those timings, but also have something feel so natural, like this piece just bounces and hops, and it's like, it's not like a prog metal song where you have to like do math in your head while you're playing it. It's just very natural, but has complicated time signatures, so it's like a good primer for kids. But Menotti, he's the man. You're playing something from the 1900s, which is kind of rare, and there's fun facts in here, like apparently, I believe it was NBC commissioned him to write an opera in like the 50s or something for like Christmas, and you're like, dude, now NBC, they just play reruns of like 30 Rock and just garbage, right? Fake news or whatever. So Menotti is the man, dude, and he's friends with Samuel Barber, who's legit. So anyway, on to, if you really want to get somebody good at sight reading, I'd recommend doing Bela Bartok's Microcosmos. I probably don't need to give a bio on this, because I'm sure you've heard of the idea behind these books. He was giving somebody like one of his kids lessons or something. He'd write out a piece every time, and then they save these pieces, and there's like high level ideas in these pieces, but he writes some like weird stuff, and there's, he'll write the exact time at the end, like, oh, this needs to be 1 minute long, this needs to be 1 minute and 15 seconds long and stuff. It's very like precise, because a lot of these pieces you could be like, oh, I got through, it's kind of weird or whatever, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta play it like 2.5 times speed or something. So I would say start, depending on if you're absolute beginner or something, on 1, but if you're alright, just start at 3 or something. 4 is a little tricky. 5 and 6 is like That's legit. Like, you got to be quite the reader and player. Both. Okay, so Bergmuller. Yeah, 100 you could do, but 109, there's some bangers in here. Absolute bangers. So yeah, Confidence. Well, you could tell I've been playing this because coffee stains and stuff, or stains. This one's a good one, Lesseuse. And then there's a one called Lesbos in here, and I love this piece. It sounds very Broadway, very like 20s feeling. Le Reveal, Lesbos. I love it, dude. Bergmuller knocked it out of the park. This, although he kind of like a lot of the pieces, you're like, anyway. Hot take, you're not going to see this anywhere. Book for Chinese. So anyway, the idea behind this is Chinese composers, early 1900s to mid 1900s, when the Soviets and the Chinese were sharing ideas, getting these Chinese people into classical type music, and then they took their folk music and wrote classical style music. And holy shit, dude, I love what they did. I love Chinese composers. I think there's a lot of great ones. Jian Wenyi's in here. China Zhu's really good. But there's, hold on. Yeah, it's kind of, this isn't very beginner-like, but the idea was to give this to Western kids so they'd have experience to the Eastern music through a classical lens. And man, there's just bangers in here. Okay. So now we're getting into like a little harder, like intermediate stuff. Granados, I love this guy. He's amazing. Spanish people are just beautiful. Spain, this is a reflection of Spain. Well, some of them are like really cliche. Like, I think the most popular piece in here, the first one I love. I'm probably going to record it. Galante. Probably because I'm a huge Johann Christian Bach fan and he did Style Galant. And that is for shallow people. I think Oriental or something. Yeah, that's the popular one. That piece blows ass, dude. So cheesy. But he has some bangers. Granados, love him. Can't ever... Okay, so we're on to the next one. Kids a little better. We're going to get him into some J.S. Bach. 18 Little Preludes. Neil Cajo's version. J.S. Bach, let me just say something real quick about him. On Reddit and just seeing boomers and stuff, people gush over him. They say, Bach is the cosmos. There is a thread from heaven into my heart, and it's flowing math into me. Yeah, I like Bach, but he's more like if you're playing World of Warcraft and you go into the Hearth taverns and you just like your cells get like refreshed and stuff, you're like, yeah. But the Hobbit's got to leave the Shire, you know? You visit Bach once in a while, he's good, but I mean, let's not gush over the guy. He's good in many mediums, but let's not gush. There's a piece in here that I absolutely love. I've recorded a piece in here, I'm recording another piece in here, and probably in a bit. But there's one that is a reach piece for me. This one. For all you Bach heads out here. People don't play this one enough. This piece is amazing. I just want to wait till I'm better so I can be more fluent while playing it, because I have a way of an interpretation I have of this piece that I want to be able to execute at a higher level than I am right now. Perfect to primum for this. The Inventions in Sinfonia 2 and 3 parts. Oh my god, this is like amazing. People talk about it to death, but there is one piece in here. What I said about this one, the piece when I get a little better I want to do, there's one in here. This one, Invention number 5, is so freaking awesome, dude. There's so many of these inventions are good, but I think this is going to be like, yo, what's Chris Fish's or McNally Jr.? That's my piano moniker. Etudes. Okay. So next one up is Edward McDowell, 12 Etudes. Sorry, there's some weird dude walking around. It's 12 Etudes. This I got at Wakefield Music in Rhode Island. And there, right off the rip, you get Jagerlied, which is, Hunting Song. Amazing, like early 1900s feel. Amazing, love it. And then that concludes it for the music. Now for technique books, well, I guess I'll end it here because I got technique books I'll talk about in when I do reach pieces. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we got a bunch of bad books, but there are more good books out there. And